It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and we'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steelers and the Jets on Sunday night primetime.
Well, the weather not fully cooperating here in Pittsburgh, but that has not stopped Steeler Nation from filling the stands at a rain-soaked Acrisure Stadium.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football.
Here we go, Scott.
Off play action, Fields.
Escaping the pressure right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
First carry for Najee Harris.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you've got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
It's Week 7 of the National Football League. We'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steelers and the Jets on Sunday night.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at Acrisure Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies. We're playing under the lights and some heavy rain here tonight. And we're underway from Pittsburgh. For Darrell Patterson, now to return. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And bringing them out, a fourth-year quarterback and capable dual-threat producer from Ohio State, Justin Fields.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Steelers first down. The Steelers calling their first timeout. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Harris once more. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Here we go.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Trying to run in, Harris. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Najee Harris, the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by the 4-time MVP who's been in this league since 2005, Aaron Rodgers.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Well, Brock, they haven't been immune to the injury bug this season, but somehow, someway, their losses on the depth chart led to a loss on the field.
Yeah, and to me, Kate, this is really two things. This is good coaching and great attitude. They've stayed level-headed, and they've refused to panic whenever someone's gone down. That next man up mentality. And that's how they've stayed undefeated so deep into this season.
It's caught. That's Mike Williams. And he got this close to midfield before going out. Throwing on first down, Rodgers. Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Another try following the sack. Conklin brings it in. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So on fourth down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. The Steelers are headed back out there now, led by Justin Fields. And he's been more than just his work as a passer this season. Look at this. He's gotten the job done on the ground as well. Second among NFL quarterbacks in rushing yards. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
Headed out right. He's keeping it, and he's out of bounds just past the 5.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Fields now on third. Flush down now to his left. He'll make a big for it on the ground. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw for Fields. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be second down. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he's able to drive up past the 40. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Fields to throw it. The screen pass falls incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 4th down.
And this is why scouts...